Hello, everyone. My name's G. Welcome to my stream. Welcome to the arena. Today, we're going to be working on the Pocket Founder app and more specifically, working on the pitch deck screens. So, this is probably going to be the first view for a lot of people into the pivot that I did recently away from kind of a startup focused productivity tool to a new workshop based learning platform. So, what do I mean by like a workshop based learning platform? So, for a lot of people who have known about Pocket Founder early on, the origins of it came from my kind of well, I do love the product, but also my admiration for the company in general. Duolingo, the branding, the social media presence, the business in and of itself, and especially the information that's come out since it's gone public. All of it just looks amazing. They're releasing new products, which is really great. I think they're releasing a new music product actually at the time of this stream, which I'm really excited for. Actually, I didn't really get to participate a lot in like, you know, different musical stuff. I don't really have a musical talent, but I feel like as an Asian guy, I gotta represent, learn to play the piano or something. But hopefully I'll have a chance with Duolingo's new upcoming product, which, just the whole gamification of a learning experience. That's something that I was really inspired by and wanted to incorporate into what I've been working on. I'm really a big proponent of gamification. It's a tool in the toolbox, and in the case of building a startup, it's more so about the momentum of moving things forward, right? And I think that being able to gamify some of the things that become tedious, mundane in the startup journey can help kind of smoothen out the lows and emphasize the highs a little bit. So really, when we're looking at like building a workshop experience as opposed to like a lesson, I see a workshop as being there's something tangible that you leave out of it, right? I know in Duolingo you kind of learn and you have that knowledge, right? But knowledge is kind of ephemeral in the business world, right? You can monetize knowledge, but other than that, you can't directly exchange it for money, right? So, talking about getting something of tangible value out of learning, right? It's not a lecture. You're not just sitting there passively gaining information. You're learning by doing, and by doing, you'll have an end result that you can carry on. And in this case, it's a pitch deck. So, what we're looking at here, let me move this thing out of the way so I can get into it, is I don't really design from Figma. It's not really something that's really I've used it in the past and have tried it out, but for me personally, and as a solo founder working on a project by myself, not really having the baggage, or I guess it's not really baggage, but the need from a teammate to use Figma, I prefer not to use it. And the reason is when I draw stuff out, I personally use Excalidraw, but it used to be pen and paper. Um, is I didn't want to get penned in to the clickable prototype schema, if I want to call it that, for Figma, right? So like that everything has a particular way that it looks and interacts with each other within the Figma framework, right? Um, and so when it comes time to implement, right, as an engineer, if something doesn't look 100% right, or in implementation turns out to be a little bit more tedious than what was originally designed, I don't want to. It just becomes like a mental thing where it's like it doesn't really look like what I had planned it to be, and you know it feels like you're settling a lot when actually it was the right decision probably all along. So in this case, the designs that I create look a lot more abstract compared to the final product, and in that abstraction it gives me a little bit more freedom and wiggle room to kind of, tweak adjustments based off of what is actually, at least for me, possible in implementation. I'm sure, there are a lot of people who are really great engineers who can, take everything from Figma and translate it one to one. Unfortunately, I'm not there yet as a developer, and I certainly have a lot to learn and get better at with animations, how things look, all that type of stuff. But for right now, and just getting the product out there, it's more about the UX than the actual look. So that's kind of what I'm focusing on. So let's look at some of the designs. So, and I can go over to the phone in a second once we talk about the designs. But this is done to the best to what it looks like right now. So this is I'll try to do a good check. That's done. That's done. So this is just the home page, if you will. So in the old app, we used to have plan, work, connect. In the settings, in this actually, and do we have a red? We don't have a red. I'm too lazy to get a red, but I'm removing that, so that's not in there for now. But taking a look at it, and let me turn on the music back on. Some lo-fi beats. So did you get bored listening to me? So on the left side here, we have the build. Build screen. You can choose a workshop from there, which is, in this case, is a pitch deck, and then there'll be more coming soon. I actually just didn't put the more coming soon. It doesn't make sense to. You go over to the pitch decks. I actually have a icon here. This one's a plus. So that's where you first create something. So plus. And so obviously if you don't have a pitch deck, then you just hit the plus button to add one. In the future, probably, detect that there is no pitch deck. And so please, or it goes to like a onboarding experience into the pitch deck process. But for right now, I just wanted to build out the framework of the full experience. So this is the pitch deck review. I'm toying around with how to make it horizontal. I'm still working on that. That'll probably be what we spend our time here today in doing, is finishing this, and this. So what is this? So when you select a pitch deck, this is kind of the slide selection screen. It's the first one that you go into. I'm still trying to figure out how to do the preview area. For right now, it's just a label of what the slide is, the title, and, maybe, I think it was a template type, but more on the template stuff later. These two are like columns, and this one is kind of a middle container. So that's what makes up a full pitch deck view. It has 3 buttons on each side to make it look symmetrical, and so that it can reuse the icon columns component. So you have a back button, this one to go to a previous slide, if possible. Go to next slide, also if possible. On this side, there's a help, which will pop up a help modal, which I haven't built yet. Another plus sign here, which is to add a slide. Trash can for delete. All pretty self-explanatory. You tap on the preview area, it'll take you into the edit mode. And so I'm still thinking about how to do, like, what is the, I call it quote-unquote edit zone, right? Where can you exactly edit? And really, the editing is not freeform, like in Alex Scala Draw itself. it's going to be more so like fill in the blanks, and from the template you'll be adding in, or from the template you'll see where things are placed. You choose the one based off of what you want, and then you fill in the blanks there. Whether, as you can see in some of these down here, um, this is different templates that I've, or the template base, sorry. Um, so template base is like the main idea of a slide that would go into a typical pitch deck, which I can go into in a little bit once I finish explaining templates. And by the way, this is just the template select screen. Um, and so you choose a template base, and there may be different forms of a template based. Um, and so, let's just say, like, for a very simple thing, right? So you start with an intro page. The intro page, you can have a background photo, your company name, and then like a brief subtitle if you'd like, right? And the positioning of the text in the middle, right? It could be left aligned, it could be right aligned, top left, right left, top left, right, top right, bottom right, so on and so forth, you know, and where it can be. So obviously there could be a lot of template bases or templates off of this single template base, right? So here, this is story introduction slide. I put in this example the brief intro, so like a little like couple bullets that someone would put. Could be to the right, could be to the left, so on and so forth. And so yeah, some of the things where I'm looking at like building a pitch deck, right? There are like 5 main components in my opinion, maybe 4 if you don't, introducing yourself. That's just part of like, the meeting or whatever. And the pitch deck different than the slide deck, right? So pitch deck you use during a meeting. Slide deck is one that you send to people. What's the difference? The slide deck will have more information. Pitch deck has less information because you're going to be saying this stuff. That's the difference between the pitch deck and the slide deck, right? And when you're pitching someone, you want to be able to keep and retain their attention, so you want to make it as digestible as possible. Slide deck, you're trying to pique their interest, right? So I wouldn't say you're trying to be more thorough, but you're trying to give as much. You're trying to fill them in as much as possible to get your foot in the door, which will lead to, the discussion with the pitch deck. And it's really interesting because, you don't want to rehash too many things, right? There may be some things that like, hey, let's just pretend in a pitch deck meeting or in a pitch, right? You meet a VC, they say, okay, let's come on, let's have a call, right? You show up and you say, hey, how are you doing? Remind me what your startup is again. They should really be prepared, but I've seen it happen before, right? Oh yeah, we're the gamification of startup education. Okay, cool. If you introduce yourself in that way, right, in the introduction or wherever, right, that's less information that you need to use in the pitch itself, right? And so there's stuff that you include in the slide deck, in the email, that you don't include in the pitch deck because you don't want to overload information. But anyways, this is me going on a tangent about pitch decks. We've got a lot of template bases here. There's a lot of emphasis on story. And I know that some people just put like a problem. It looks very much like, and if I'm being honest, a lot of pitch decks look like a 6th grade science project, right? It's like, this is our problem. This was our hypothesis. It's very scientific methody. Like, hey, we're going to be doing this, that, and the next thing. And I'm saying it's 6th grade science project because when you get into like graduate level work, right, there's usually an abstract. There's like a background. Like, hey, I'm doing research on this because of X, Y, and Z reasons, right? I'm looking for a cure for cancer because I was personally affected by that. It sounds a lot better and is an easier draw in for people to read a paper when it's story based. Same idea applies to pitch decks as well, right? You draw someone in by providing a tangible user story. Ideally, a real customer. Sometimes, if you don't have a customer yet, then you create a story. So, um, in this case, right? So there are four basic slides to a story, right? The introduction, rising accent, the climax, and then kind of the desired end state. Like, oh my gosh, how are we going to, save said individual, right? That leads into like unique value propositions. So, um, Simon Sinek, big guy, and startup messaging, right? Why, how, what. So value proposition is how. We know why. The user story has told us that there's there's a dire need for this person for something to be solved. How are you solving that? Okay, that's the unique value proposition, right? And then the story resolution, like that's your solution, right? That's what resolves the story. And so two distinct slides there, a demo which I need to figure out what the demo actually looks like. And just probably testing it out. It might be like a series of screenshots that you can kind of click through, or maybe a video. At least in the early stage, I don't really foresee like allowing for someone to embed an app within an app, right? Like within my app. So it would probably make more sense to just do like screenshots or a video or something like that. Also, someone could probably just switch to that. So there's that. Um, so you've given the story, right? You've given the full resolution. That's one story. Now you gotta justify that, hey, this story is not unique. There are actually a lot of people. It's actually a tantalizingly large group of people or organizations or whatever you're selling to, whoever the customer is, right? Um, there's a huge market opportunity, right? And I, for me personally, this is something different than what a lot of people do. They do the circle, so that the SOM, the selectable obtainable market, so who you're selecting and who you can actually obtain in the early stage of your business, right, for your go-to-market strategy. It's usually like a small circle. Then you have a bigger circle, the selectable addressable market, meaning you selected this group of people that you can address. The obtainable means that you can actually reach them. Addressable market, right? The selectable addressable market means these are the groups of people who could, if they knew about the product, could be could have their pain relieved by it, right? And then TAM is like total addressable market. Like, I foresee that like eventually, this whole group of people, the in totality of all the people who could be like affected by this, right, and can use the product. So, I personally like to use triangles instead, or subsets of triangles, as opposed to subsets of circles, because how people think is usually, or how English readers read is top to bottom, left to right. Um, and so, usually starting from left to right and then top to bottom. But so in this case, we're starting from the left, going to the right, and we're able to actually see like what usually in a chart people like to see up and to the left. So it's different than obviously going to a circle. You're starting from the bottom, working your way up, and people usually read the TAM and then go their way down. Um, which and I'm trying to explain, like, so you want to start with the SOM with most circumstances and end off with the TAM, because the SOM seems small, but it actually makes what your approach is realistic, and then end off in the TAM because, oh my god, this is where this company can end up, right? It's, you're leaving someone off with hope, but you're not going to lose them by being unrealistic. So speaking of like realism in and of itself, here, right, the go to market strategy where a lot of founders win and lose. It's in this go to market strategy. Um, so like it's really focused on that SOM. So when we were looking at the triangle here, right, we need to get like our first slice of this, right? And so there can be like the SAM and the TAM. We can ignore that for now. We'll get to it eventually in the business, but for right now, when we're bringing our product to market, this is our strategy, right? We have early channel partners. We, have access to a certain number of users in a particular way. We're just going to be standing outside with a sandwich board sign and, a table and sign people up off the street. Whatever the circumstance is, right? Cold calling, emailing, etc., etc. This kind of helps you in figuring that out. The directioning. Why now? So, that's usually like a conversation of like, hey, why hasn't someone already done this, right? And you usually refer to like, hey, there's some societal shift where this is now acceptable, or, COVID, hey, obviously everyone can't go outside, so virtual, that's the catalyst for it, right? Some form of new technology. LLMs now allow us to do X, Y, and Z, right? Which either generates gross customer need or enables you to solve a problem in a different way, right? Which is actually more effective than existing, presumably. Cheaper, whatever the definition for better is. There's how you make money. The team, very important. The deal, which, for this platform, how you share it, it's important, right? Only to accredited investors can you discuss a deal, right? No public solicitations to unaccredited investors, but you can also make a public ask, right? Intro to customers, advisors, or ask people to make introductions to people who might be interested. It's usually how most demo days by the big accelerators get around public solicitation, by being like, hey, if anybody's interested, let's talk offline, right? So you can make a public solicitation for private solicitation. And then employees, right? So, hey, can you introduce me to, I need a, head of product. Introduce me to that person if they're in your network. And then contact info. I see a lot of times people expect, like, I can lose emails pretty easily. And, like, how do I contact you? What's the best way to contact you? So on and so forth. Pretty important. I hope that actually eventually people will be able to use the platform itself. So outreach through the platform, Pocket Founder, ID, etc. Yeah, and so with like a QR code or something, as you can see there. A QR code, you can share maybe an app clip. I've been really looking at that. I don't know if it's actually feasible, but we'll see. So today we're going to be figuring out how to change horizontal orientation on Navigate. So this isn't like the user turning their phone and triggering navigation. This is programmatically triggering navigation. So I'm just coupling whatever to trigger that navigation along with the Navigate. So when you hit that, it goes to this view or this separate screen. Then it also will change orientation. And obviously if you hit that back button to go to that, the orientation changes back. What I'm very interested in, I have a tutorial from LogRocket that I'll check out, but I'm very curious to see if the orientation saves in memory, quote unquote, between sessions. So I obviously don't want this to be horizontal, because this is the screen that, like, when someone logs into the app, they're gonna see. So obviously don't want this to be broken because it's horizontal. But also potentially, like, it might go back to here. I do have a system from the old Pocket Founder app that I can incorporate that basically remembers which tab you're on by just, whatever the route is for each of these screens, just saving that. So then instead of, usually I have a splash screen that navigates to whatever screen that's I want people to start off on. The splash screen is also used to load data saved into the phone itself. So it's usually like a two-step process there. Like, load all the saved information. Thus, in the saved information, it'll say like, oh, you left off on this screen. Okay, navigate to that screen. Great. So that's something that I'll need to do, and also in that, probably make a check to see an experiment. It might be an experiment to see if the orientation is remembered in memory, or I'll have to remember it. In which case, I don't want to remember it because the orientation change only triggers when I hit a button. So it should be a saved memory thing, except for this screen, I guess. So, but then obviously it happens on the navigate, right? So I'll probably just create like a custom function. I'll create a function for this that'll be a custom navigation, right? So navigation.navigate. Usually you just call that by itself, but instead I can just create a function that wraps that with whatever calls that are necessary for the orientation. So I don't know if that's the way that it'll work, but that's the way that we're going to do it. Look at all the Next.js stuff. We're going to just get rid of all that because Next.js is cringe. It is boiling in my house, so I'm not going to wear the helmet and destroy my hair any further than it already is. So, unfortunately, I do believe in safety first when you're building. The helmet, that'll just knock off a bunch of stuff. Just know that I have it, and it's ready to protect me if some wild bugs come out of the woodwork, hit me in the head or something. But yeah, so this is how you do it. So there's screen orientation. So I've already installed it, I believe. So that should be good. In fact, I can check. Yeah, in the package.json. Yeah, there it is. So the way that I would do it, so they have it at the app level, which shouldn't matter. So they have a hook, orientation, set orientation, use state. Sorry, I'm getting an email. Ooh. Oh no. Well, I'm not gonna. That's not good. Sorry. One of the portfolio companies having issues. I will deal with that later, off stream. So let's see here. So you have screen orientations. You have a use effect here. So this triggers first. So check orientation. Constant orientation equals await. Okay, get the orientation. Oh. Handle orientate. Oh, okay. So this one's the listener one. So I ignore that because I don't care if someone turned their phone, right? It should just be them selecting whatever pitch deck, the process to select a pitch deck. It's in portrait mode, right? And then, once they select a deck, okay, let's go to horizontal to actually edit the deck. So instead, does this one, lock the screen orientation. That seems about right. So lock screen orientation. Await. Yeah, lock landscape. I believe that we want left because when someone holds their phone, left orientation. I think they show a video of it down here, right? Tap to the landscape, right? So going right is like this, right? But I don't know. It feels somewhat more intuitive if it goes this way, which would be reverse for you. We'll see. So anyways, this was the correct piece of code, I believe, locking the orientation. So they do this in the use effect. I believe in navigation, I guess I could also do it when the screen is focused. Then the hook. Const O. What is const O? Const O equals await that. Oh, that's just the. It's because of the tabbing. I was like, is that another function? No, that's get the orientation and they set the orientation. But that's just a track, so I don't actually need the hook if I don't care about tracking it, which I don't. So, let's see. Alright, let's go. Let's put this over here. Let's open up VS Code. Get that up there. So let's go to the pitch deck. So this needs to be horizontal. So we'll create a custom navigate. So navigate to pitch deck. And we'll export it. Const navigate to pitch deck. Yes, you will need the navigation. Wait, so this one is after someone has selected a pitch deck from the list of pitch decks, or they're making a new one. So that person will pass in navigation. Great. So we have navigation.navigate to the pitch deck, and we'll need to change the orientation. That would make this an async function, because this is an asynchronous operation. So we're going to await screen orientation. Did that need to be imported? Import star as interesting. Okay. Let's just grab that. Put that up here with all the externally defined stuff. So screen orientation dot lock async. Oh, I see. I don't actually need to. I don't need this stuff, right? If I just grab, whatever, that's fine. Screen orientation dot orientation lock landscape left. Okay. And then I don't need this stuff because I don't track it, but that should I should allow for the navigate. So let's go back to this, and instead of using this function, we're going to be navigate to pitch deck navigation. There we go. Cool. So that's one of them. As for this one, there's item. Okay. Item. Nope, that one doesn't need item because it's the first time. Item. Comma. Pitch deck item. I will set this. I don't need to set it. Okay, cool. Alright. Cool. We have an add and delete pitch deck slide that I need to create. So inside of this provider, we're going to need to create and add pitch deck slide function. That makes sense. That looks right, yeah, because you're always pushing. Yep. And then delete pitch deck slide. Let's go, Copilot. You got this. Alright, that looks right. I'm sure Sure, testing will prove a lot of issues. I guess you need to add a pitch deck period. Pitch deck. There we go. There should actually be a dot slides. Oh. Did I use that structure before? I might have. I'd have forgotten about that. Now slide info. Slide info. No, that's. Oh, yeah. No, it has a title and it has a template type, so there's no such thing as slides here. So you're just pushing this, push that in there. You need pitch deck and you need a slide there. You're pushing in a new slide, and so yeah. So if pitch deck index is yeah, that, and just return, don't do anything. So either this or that, and slide equals undefined. So this or that and that. Cool. I just heard a knock at the door. I'll be right back. Have fun with the tunes. Alright, sorry about that. We're going to be getting back to it. Hope the audio levels are fine. Please let me know if their music's a little bit too loud, or I am. I usually am. Too loud, that is. But going back to this, so we'll just add the same thing here. Sanity check. Index ID shouldn't be equal to. Yeah, because you can add... No, you can't add in an extra thing, then they... Yeah, this would be right if it was slide index, but this is just slide. So that's that. Okay, that all looks good. You're just adding a whole new pitch deck there, which could just be empty. I don't really... I guess unless we're doing like data migration or something for a user, I wouldn't expect adding a pitch deck to be anything other than empty when you add one, but you never know. Delete a pitch deck if Another way that I could have done this was just invert this stuff and then just stuck it in the if condition, but that's fine. Alright, so that's that done there on that side. That's done there on this side. Let's run it. Let's see what happens. I actually have to start the server. It is started. So we just need to hit R. Come on. Oh. There we go. How can I share my thing? So I can just call my... I wish there was a call yourself feature in Discord, but I guess that wouldn't be very helpful. 9 times out of 10. Let me see here. Wait, we got this. Ah. Terrible at typing. Alright. There's Clone G, and there's me. So all I need to do is call myself. And start a voice call. And mute myself here, and then nope, that's me in a different angle. I need a screen share. Share my screen. Start broadcast. I should have done it on the other monitor. Lessons learned for the future. Alright. And ta-da! There's Poke again. Oh, he's so cute. Alright. So some of you watch my dev updates. This is how I screen cap it. By Discording myself. And let me see if it works on stream. It does. Let's see if it lags horribly. But now I got a mouse cursor to even point at stuff live. It's just like in the dev updates. Alright, so hit the get started. It goes to here. Great. So you have the pitch decks. And if we just quickly go over to the thing here, right? This thing. And this. Looks basically the same, right? No review. Pitch decks being this whole row. If you click on it, please don't crash. It goes to here. Great. There is no pitch deck. I am scared to hit the plus button, but we'll see what happens. I'll let you see what happened. 1 sec. Oh! Dang. It did change. Unfortunately, I did not add pitch deck to the thing. Wow, that's actually interesting in Discord that it shares horizontally like that. That's actually nice. Screen share of something in... Interesting. Oh, God. Sorry. Oh. That's how the main screen would look like if it was in horizontal. Interesting. Oh, and Discord doesn't like that. Oh, nope, it does. Maybe. Alright, we're not going to mess with Discord. But also, I think I've broken this thing. So, one way that we can do this is look at LogRocket real quick. What is the vertical orientation called? Uh-oh. Does it say portrait? Portrait, please? They had two buttons. One to put it vertical, I believe. Yeah, portrait up. So, quick fix. Portrait up. All you do is hit this again. Ta-da! Go straight. Whew! Alright, now go back to this. And let's go to the stack navigator and add it. Add this to the stack. Screen name is, I believe, just pitch deck. Component. Capital P, pitch deck. Yep, there we go. And just copy paste the rest of this stuff here. This. No transition necessary. Alright. So take two. That should be that. That should be that. Uh-huh. Route is oh, I did. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, it's route, not routes. There's that. Gosh. Darn it. Ooh, that does not look good. Never mind, we do not want the main screens to be horizontal for whatever reason. So anyways, we go back. We'll do the little trick again. To get everything back vertical. What is it? Title of undefined. Oh, this is in the preview. Title of undefined. Interesting. Pitch deck dot length is equal to 0, or not equal to 0. There we go. Or you know, greater than 0. Alright. Cool. That's bright. I think I can see what's going on. This thing needs to have a... I use dark mode a lot. Don't judge me. Set the primary background. So this is in my provider. I have all the colors that I've already pre-selected, and this is how I deal with light mode and dark mode. So that's pretty standard. And how I do it in all my apps. So I just have all of the backgrounds, border colors, colors being like text color, right? But how it's written in React Native is just color, right? So I just use that same naming convention, black and white explicitly. Shadow colors, if I have shadows, wrap it all up, stick it in there. Bar style, which I've been realizing doesn't really matter that much. Maybe there's a circumstance where it matters, but I haven't hit a case where I've needed to change the bar style. Actually, in this case, in the horizontal orientation, I'm actually interested to see what the status bar, the thing at the top, looks like. So anyways, now I've added this. It's colors with an S. Yep. So we're going to need to grab it. So const theme colors. We already have use context, so we need the color context. Cool. We have this now, so we can actually add that. Get the build context up there. And just because my programmer OCD tells me I need to alphabetize stuff, we'll just stick that there. I also like to put my states up top for whatever reason. So there's that. Okay. All right. So you can see somewhat like it. Unfortunately, I don't think the flex direction is right. So what if we do flex of 1 here? Just to try. Okay, it disappears completely, so we're not doing that. So in this container, we had a padding top of 60 and a padding bottom of 30. And I don't know how that changes with the flex. But pitch deck is its own thing. There's no main screen component that wraps it. It has the same style as this, as you can see there. But, so we don't need actually the padding. Interesting. So what if I just experimented and got rid of the padding on the top and the bottom here? Nothing seems to change. I don't think. Maybe it's undetectable to me personally. Interesting. So what do they do? Oh, they just centered everything. It doesn't explain why the background color doesn't fill the entire screen, though. I'm also concerned that the status bar would be there for the colors, but can I at least press the button? Nope. Select workshop. Well, that's not right. This goes back to select pitch deck. Oh, and it needs to reverse the orientation. Dang it. I'll do that in here. So I have to create this async. And then we await screen orientation that. There we go. Woo. Cool. So that goes there. Get that to go back. I wonder, so we have the options columns. Maybe I need to flex them. Now I'm just trying stuff. Oh. I got them centered. I don't think that's what I wanted. I could see where they are. And I know you can't see it because I'm just focused on the code. Oh, interesting. I don't think that's what I wanted. But anyways, here is what it looks like. So squished and not quite covering the whole bottom. So as you can see, that bar there is where the iPhone's home button or home thing goes. So that's where it sees the bottom of the screen is, and obviously the background color that we've added in here doesn't extend to the bottom. Oh boy. Why would it not do that? Oh, and to show, right, the padding, removing the padding there, which this is just the same as the component, right? This is just a different place to put it so that I can use it for things that aren't main screen components. That has no change. I'm gonna add it back. As you can see, it's refreshed, no change. For the preview, I should add a flex of 1, I believe. Yeah, that did that. So then it pushes everything to the side. But now I need the bottom. Um, hmm. So I'm trying different things here. And that's not quite. I'm just trying to figure out where it is. That turns the screen all black. That's still black. 200. It takes me down to here. 300. That's not helpful. That's just, this is all the padding here. That's so strange. Do I not align the item centered? But then it still needs the padding. Wow, that's so weird. I don't get it. Oh, maybe it's the double views here. So why don't I? This is just to do the row, right? So if I just do this and get rid of this view, just comment it out. No, that doesn't change anything. Interesting. Well, I'm gonna have to try to solve that probably off stream, so I don't just slow everything down. That's what that happens. But anyways, we'll stick it back in here. Close, but no cigar. Yeah, so that's what it looks like. I actually have to figure out how to get it so that you can see both. And you can add that there so you can kind of see that, but then this gets smushed. I'll figure it out. I'll probably have to create like a custom Discord thing where like I stick the phone on the other screen and then like overlay it. Actually, I'll just do it on stream just to show people how to do it. So this is the stream screen. Sorry for hurting your eyes. Actually, I'll just. Oh no, you need to actually see the screen. Wait, no. Oh no, but I need to select the right screen. Dang it. I need the. I'll get a window capture. I'll call this. Oh no, I can't do window capture because then. It's not the same window every time. So I'll do display capture. It's actually the first screen. There. Right? So we can resize this. And if I were to full screen this, here's that. But I can just push this down. I believe that's the only way you can change the size of the stuff. I don't know if there's a crop somewhere. Oh. Yeah, crop left, crop. I can crop the bottom. I like maybe 100 pixels. How much is that? How much does that get me? All right, I need a little bit more. I'm like bargaining with it. Nope. 50. Nope. 275. Yeah, I can still see the pink at the bottom. 80. 90. Is 190 the one? Yeah, I think so. Alright. And then we just stick this here. Oh, wait. I don't want this permanently. So create one right screen with phone capture. And then can I copy paste this? Copy. Paste. Nice. Very nice. I need this webcam. You need to see me, right? I'll go there. And then the second screen, which is with the code. Paste. Oh, and reorder it. So that's at the bottom. So what you can see is that. I am seeing the screen. Oh my goodness, what is going on? And that. Yes, that is 100% what you can see. But I'll check on my phone. Pull up the stream on my. Oh, well, you guys can see. Let me pull up the stream on the phone so I can see. Cool. Awesome. Originally, this is horizontal orientation and skill. This. All right, back to it. So there's that. What is it? 4. So I got another hour and a half ish. I'm actually skipping a networking event today. Sorry, Jordo. I'm skipping a networking event. I don't feel like networking today. I don't know why that is working that way, but I'm sure I will figure it out at some point. This thing is also wrong. It's letting me do it because current slide is 0 and length is -1. So I'll add in a conditional here. Oh, did the screen share stop? Phone slept a little bit there. Or pitch neck length equals 0. I don't need the paren for that. And as you can tell, I did a computer science degree because I call it parens. So there's that. I also just realized something with the screen share. So this is horizontal, so it made sense for me to make this horizontal, but it'll probably be too small for the vertical. Interesting. How am I going to do this? Because that's too small there. I could push myself up here and stick this here. Oh, I'm going to have to create 2. Okay, I'm not going to make people watch that on stream. But yeah, we can just go back to the right screen. We're probably done with the screen share for now. Remove this. Move. Yes. Thank you. Thank you kindly. So creating the modals. So we need to create a delete slide modal. Do I have a thing for modals? Yeah. I don't really foresee myself sharing modals that often between things. So in this workshop thing, I'll create a workshop directory. I'll create a modal. That is the right directory. I'll create a delete slide modal. Let me turn off Expo off my phone. And kill the screen share and kill the call. He did. Okay. Put that there. I'll put in my customary semicolons. Grew up as a C++ developer, so I am very into putting semicolons everywhere. So, I don't know if I went to, I think, Harvard uses C. Well, I say C++. I started with C, and then in your second year at UMass Lowell, you use C++. But gosh, I think MIT uses Scratch and Python, I believe, in their for first years. Or was that Harvard? No, CS50. I think they use. I don't think CS majors take CS50. I think that's for other people who need an introduction to programming. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. If I grew up learning Python, I'd probably delete every semicolon I saw. But alas alack, went to UMass Lowell, so there's that. All right, I need a delete slide modal and a help modal. Help. There goes there. So just adding some of this stuff here. So I'm using React Native Paper, which, as some of my friends have told me, make it look more Android-y because they use Material Design as a base. But whatever, it's the easiest to use, so thus I use it. But we need a open function. We need a close. We need a we need an action, some form of, or on press, and then we need a visible. So we need a on dismiss is close. On on press is different, and then visible. Obviously, just visible there for the dialogue. We can do dialogue. Yeah, that's fine. And dialogue content. Sure, we'll leave that there. Dialogue action. In some form of like, you got it. Yeah, thumbs up. Oh, it doesn't recognize it. Okay. I got a new keyboard. I need to actually edit. I made a little review and unboxing video for this keyboard that I got. New one. Great keyboard. So far has emojis on it on the side here. So you can see my favorite emojis on the side there, including crying. The life of a founder, laughing and crying, praying and thumbs up. Prayer hands, which I often use as like a thank you, not actually praying. Yeah, I'm kind of like an Elcor from Mass Effect. I need to like verbalize what my emotions are when I type when I've typed conversations with people in text or DMs or wherever. Usually like adding in an emoji just to make sure my emotions are clear. Because I hate explaining myself. Alright, cool. So this thing needs some form of a style. So, it needs that style stop prompt, comma, themes, colors, primary color. Primary color, so because it's a black background, my primary color in dark mode is white, and then it's black in light mode because it'll be on a white background. Okay, so const theme colors. Thank you, Copilot. Ah, crap. I don't know why import React is a default for the shortcuts extension that I use. I mean, I suppose if people were using React dot use context. I'm not too well versed with JavaScript underneath the hood, but I believe if you import React, then you're importing all of that stuff underneath the hood into the same file, so it'd be heavier. So instead, if you just import use context, then you're just grabbing that function and putting it into the JavaScript file that you're importing it into. But that's at least how it works in C and C++, I believe, with the compiler. But who knows? Who knows how it works in JavaScript? Could look it up. Does not help me build a better startup, so thus I don't really care. This thing does not need to be bold. Doesn't need to be centered. Nah, it'd be left justified, so that'll be fine. The button, I believe it's called color. No, text color. No. Theme colors. Oh, it's because I haven't grabbed button yet. Button from paper. Please tell me. Oh, what is it? Button color, text color. There we go. Text color. Theme colors dot raw tertiary color. So primary color is black and white. It's usually the primary colors for any text. Secondary colors necessary in the case of, like, if there's a secondary background, and the secondary color goes on top of the secondary background. So dark mode, black is primary, gray is secondary, tertiary is this kind of tealish color that I've created. Tertiary is and tertiary is like the tealish color, right? And so the raw versions of that is just the raw values. So in some cases, some components are looking for particular color itself, right? The string value, and so raw exposes the string value instead of the object with, you know, color colon string. How do I? Whatever. I'll deal with that later. Title, so it should be big and on the side anyways. On press should, oh gosh, actually, yeah, it should just close. The help, there shouldn't be really a thing that's necessary there with the help, so I don't expect it. Delete, okay, this one's going to be more involved, so this one will actually use the on press. And then this one uses the visible. You need to actually hit enter for that to import. This one's the exact same. On dismiss is close. On visible. Cool. Look at that. It did it for me. I believe people invert this. Then do text color. So since hitting yes is the primary action, we'll use the theme colors.raw tertiary color. You need to import that. Gary, do you like that this shirt has basically become my stream uniform? I literally just wear it for the stream because I'm not going to wear it out. Not yet. Need more company branding, but I want Poke in this to be a little bit smaller and to be holding a QR code that you can scan, and with the like call to action text on it to say, are you looking for a co-founder? And obviously Poke is your co-founder. And in this app with the pivot, Poke can only make your pitch decks. So I hope you don't want him to do anything more. Alright, so there's that. So there's the two modals. So we'll add them in. So delete. Yep. No, accidentally added that emoji in there. So close is setting that to false. Yep. No on press. Or yes, there is an on press, which calls. Yeah, and then closes it. And yep, that makes sense. Oh, this should only be done if selected slide not equal to 0. Yeah, so then it just stays at 0. Cool. Visible is that hook here, and that's done. The help, much simpler. Help modal. Close. Visible. Done. Cool. So I'll figure out off stream why the horizontal didn't stretch all the way down to the bottom. The horizontal orientation of the screen didn't stretch all the way to the bottom. It's unfortunate. What else can we do? So let's see here. Go back to the design. It's our guide. So unfortunately this thing, it only goes up to like here. But all the buttons are there. So that's nice. The modals for adding, or the modals for deleting and the help are there. Adding goes to the template. I actually think that there might be another page based off of the fact that there are template bases for the template. Or I could just sort them. And that might be the better option. So I believe I have to use a section list because a section list has a little header for the aforementioned section. And then I can just hard code in the templates. Interesting. I actually thought about something for the preview area. So I could screenshot the finish, or not finished, but the whatever the user's been working on for the page. When they leave the page, I can take a screenshot of it, or I can take a screenshot after every. No, that wouldn't make sense. Okay, I'm gonna have to rethink that then. I am not going to the networking event today. Let's see here. Could create the edit. Or, I think I've already created it. I haven't done anything with it, as you can see. This thing should stay in horizontal orientation. I saw that when I navigated, the horizontal orientation stayed. So I'm going to have the same problem with this one as the last, with it not stretching all the way to the bottom. I'm going to figure that out. Primary color, or primary background actually. Pull the use context there, we're going to get that. There we go. Now, if I remember right, this hasn't actually been made that well yet. Edit slide with the slide info. Okay. So we're gonna need to grab that. So slide info is equal to route dot params, if it exists. Route dot params dot slide info. There you go. Thank you, Copilot. Copilot actually doing good. So now comes the fun part of actually thinking about how to modularize each one of these. So I need the escape icon that goes there. So I'd probably create like an escape container and just have the icon button. The icon, I believe, is close. I'll fix that in a second. This is not going to be the primary action, so instead, yep, that one. Look at that, Copilot. You're doing good. You're doing good. I want to get rid of the margin for that, so styles.icon button. Thank you, Copilot again. Icon button is the easiest one to do. Its margin of 0. I don't need it because it's placed in a particular location. I'll do that later. And then edit editor area goes here. Cool. So there's that. So the framework of the outside of that is basically done. I don't think we needed anything else. You hit the close, it goes back to here. You can switch the slides there. Search template. Or select template. Do I have that? Home screen. Home screen doesn't exist anymore. So we need a select slide template. Yes. All right. You know, when I started this stream, I wasn't expecting how tiring it is to work out loud. I feel like I'm feeling more tired than I usually am when I work. It's very interesting. The pressure of having an audience. Alright, so what do we have? We have a top bar. I can actually borrow it from headers, I think. Ooh, there's a lot of stuff here. Maybe I won't borrow it from back button, template label, select. Select a slide template. Styles.header, theme colors, primary color. Alright, get the use context, get the color context. And this is a row. Or no, this is actually a container. Once I figure out how to fix the container. So this is going to be a header row. No. There we go. Styles.header row. This container needs to have a background. Cool. The left side here, need an icon button. This one is actually a back, so this one is, did we do arrow? Yeah, I think we did arrow, left. Thank you. Yeah, good. There we go. These actually need to be a pair since they're going to be a pair on the left, so we can put this in the same view. Styles header pair. And we're going to have on the right side a touchable opacity. Oh, that does not go in this view. It goes in the outer row. Touch opacity with a text thing inside of it, which will be select. Cool. Okay, so that's that. I don't know what to do with the on press, so I'm gonna leave it blank. Does it need a style? Maybe like a slight padding. No, actually, it should be in line. So if the header doesn't have a padding, then that shouldn't. Is there anything? Maybe like a margin right. But I could put that just as a margin horizontal for the header row. So yeah, I don't think this thing needs a style. There's some form of on press in the future. Once I figure out what that is. So when you select a template, edit slide. Or no, because if there's nothing there, then it goes to the template. So actually, slide template goes to edit slide. Right? No, add takes you to the thing. Oh my, Atlanta. Oh boy. So we're gonna check in the preview here. Instead of going to edit slide, it can instead go to the slide template instead when you click on that middle area here. So I'll have an arrow that goes from here to here and right if no slides. If has slides, tap to enter edit mode. Cool. Templates. So selecting a template. So in the horizontal. So there's another problem with the horizontal. So I don't know how to fix that. So I'll probably look at that later. Because put a section list inside of a template, that seems problematic if it doesn't stretch the full way. So I'm gonna fix that anyways. But when I do, then I'll add that. Okay. So that's pretty much that. Gosh, so I guess we're kind of done there. I don't really know if there's a particular way to to continue, I'm just looking. Sorry, I'm looking at some email that just came in. Can't work on these because it all requires the horizontal. So yeah. Fortunately, does not seem to have a progress forward today on the Pocket Founder front. So maybe I can discuss something else. So with the streams themselves, I need to create a new scene for me. And I'll call this the stream schedule. The stream schedule. And I'll create the graphic with everyone on stream. So as you can see, still Excalidraw. So I do weekdays, so we're gonna have 5 of them. Stream schedule, and to not bore myself by doing coding streams every single time, I'm gonna create themes of the week, so that the streams have a little bit of variety. So I can actually be a variety streamer and not just code all day. Which sounds horrific. No offense to the coders out there who just code all day. Alright. That seems close enough. Maybe there's a... Oh, jeez. Does it have snap to grid? Oh, it does. I don't know how to actually... It has snap to grid. I can feel it. So we're just going to put this here. We're going to copy paste. And we're going to move it. There we go. Alright, cool. That's how we'll do it. So I need 5 of them for each day of the week. Make it smaller. Oh no. Okay, maybe not make it smaller. Oh no, Excalidraw, I can't do that. Oh, I see what happened. It's because I freehand the size of this one. So instead, we're going to need to make this one bigger. There we go. It somehow looks like a phone again. Oh, that doesn't look good. Alright, we'll push it down. Pull it down. We'll make it have a background color. It actually somehow looks like a bed, with the blue being the pillow. It's got 5 beds. I'm making my beds. I'm gonna have to sleep in it. Alright. Each of these can have texts, right? Ah, jeez. Come on. Alright. Move over to here. We got Monday. Tuesday. Wednesday. I was debating whether or not I wanted to stream on Saturday. It'd be like George's day off, G's day off, whatever. G day off. Ooh, I kind of like that. My G day off. Do these need to be this long? Probably not. Can I? No, I can't. I gotta do it this way. I like using the scribble mode, or scribble style, what do they call it? Stroke style? Ooh, I don't know if I want to call it that. But I like this kind of like not perfect one. It reminds me of like I'm writing on a chalkboard, so I can get rid of the grid, I think. Actually, I'm gonna want to straighten out the words. So for Monday, I think maybe like a Fun Day Monday theme. Uh, watch some videos, do some content, react to some entrepreneurial content, do some kind of like fun, lighthearted stuff to start out the week. So that should be fun. Tuesday, it'd be great to do Tech Tuesday. That's what I was envisioning. So Tech Tuesday. I actually don't know why I put these if these are. Would that look better? T W T H and F. Yeah, I think that looks better. Or I could number it, like the days of the week. This will be 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15 for next week. There will be no stream this Friday. My mom has a doctor's appointment for a procedure, and so I need to reserve that day in case the procedure goes long. Hump Day, which is Wednesday. So, Hump Day Wednesday. Hump Wednesday. I don't know if I like that. I'll just call this Hump Day. So today's Hump Day, and so the theme is working on something that's difficult. So maybe I'll write like a smaller description. Oh, jeez. Can I control the font size? No? Alright. Create content. This will just be coding. I was also thinking about with Tech Tuesday, I could also like work on or like unbox or look at like a tech product. So, or /tech product review. Here we go. Come on. All right, I'll deal with that later. Solving hard problems. So just if there's, a hump that I gotta get across, get over, I'll do it live on stream that day. All right, I'll deal with that later. Thursday. Oh boy, I couldn't really think of something for Thursday. All right, so we have Thursday. So it might just be another Tech Thursday, which means that it'll be the exact same thing as this. And then Friday, feels good Friday, right? Feels good Friday. It's just kind of a chill stream. Whatever piques my interest on Fridays. That's what I'll usually stream. It'll be the end of the week, end of the day. So, I'll be catching up on work later Friday night anyways. So, my friends want to come on and hang out, or I record a podcast live or do something like that. That'll probably be on Friday. A more casual version of Monday, basically. But yeah, that should be the kind of schedule there. So let me turn off the grid so I can adjust this. So yeah, there you go. That's the schedule for next week. So let's just oh, whoops. Get the screen share, or that. Actually, I forgot about that. I need to create a label. So G in the arena. It's so funny that the meme with Chamath has now become my brand, basically. G in the arena stream schedule for the week of 11 to 15. Is that too long? Stream schedule. Week of. Yeah, that should be fine. Alright. Screenshot. That looks even. There we go. Awesome. And it popped up on the other screen to save. So G in the arena. Week 11, 15 streams schedule. Cool. So you'll be seeing that on social media at some point. And I'll probably be using the same format going forward. Is there a holiday? There shouldn't be, right? We just had Labor Day. So there shouldn't be any weird days. Let me just check to see if there's any conflicts. Oh no, it is Startup Boston week next week. And I have a talk there, so this one does not actually exist. Tech Tuesday will be at Startup Boston. Startup Boston. Actually, so I can color code these. That's... Can I just choose a red? Oh my god, you're gonna make me pull out a color wheel? Alright, what red do I want? Is this in hex? Yeah, hex. Oh, grab. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Wanted to copy that. Okay, it's a link. FF 3 zeros. That doesn't look the same at all. What the heck? That's not what I wanted. Alright. DC 134C. DC 134C. Why is that? Okay, I need to go darker then. 8B. I missed a number. Oh, another 0. What the heck? Alright. What is orange then? Am I... FF... Oh. FF 4500. See, that's orange. That's more supposed to be orange-red. Does tomato get me to red? 6347? Ugh. It's not. Alright, let's try maroon then. Maybe maroon lightened up will get me to the promised land. Alright, I give up. What about this? What about this then? Can we just like do something like this? Yeah, so I'll be giving a talk at Startup Boston. Which, if you didn't know, by the way, what's the big idea? Understanding the impacts of big data. Which, you know me, I'm the big data guy. So we'll see what insights I can provide there. That's fun. Anything else? I think I should be good. So yeah. Next week, next Friday, I should be good to stream this Friday. The 8th, I will not be streaming. So there's that. So cool. Gotta screenshot this again. Save over the old one. Fun times. Alright. So what are we going to do now? I think I might call it a wrap for this stream. It's been an hour and change, but we'd get better at figuring out what I'm going to be doing on stream so that I can actually fill out the streams. But yeah, looks like that's going to be it for this one. So thank you so much for watching. If you get to the end, oh my gosh, you watched like an hour and 47 minutes of my mediocre content, and thank you very much. So for all of you out there, thank you very much for watching. Good luck on whatever you're working on. And listen, if you're not in the arena, you're not actively building a startup, if G can do it, so can you. Go out and go build something awesome. Thank you so much for watching.